This is the Sigil interface, the default setup that you have when you first open Sigil. I'll just have a quick overview of all the parts and pieces that are relevant to creating the ebook that we'll be working on over the next tutorials. First of all, the main panels. This section on the left here called Book Browser, this is the section that shows you all of the files, all the different files, text files, images, fonts, audios, all the different files that you've got stored or that come together to create the ebook. The section here is where you'll be doing most of your typing, and this is the what you see is what you get editor. And the other part of this editor that is very useful and we will be looking into also is here we have book view and then we have code view. So when I click code view, it shows us all of the underlying HTML code that makes up each page in the ebook. Now I would recommend that you become familiar with just the basic HTML, and that'll make life very much easier for you in the future when you're dealing with ebooks, as it allows you to come into this section and identify any oddities or strange things that are not so obvious from the preview, from the book view. And as we move through the tutorials, I'll be doing more with this area of HTML. It's something that you really do need to know and understand at a basic level. Over here on the right hand side, we've got a panel called Table of Contents, and obviously this is where the table of contents is displayed, and that will be a tutorial on its own. This area here gives you a preview of this section. So say for example you're in code view and you make some changes here to my book, then you'll see that it's changed there. So while you're working in code, it gives you a small preview of what's going on. So that's quite useful. The section down here is to do with styles, which is the way that your fonts look and different aspects of how you style the text in your ebook. This provides a lot of information about that, and it's also contained within this folder here. There'll be a style file which we'll create and have a look at later. Down this section, this is a printout or a log of things that you need to take care of when you validate your file. So this button up here, and when you save and click that, there's a printout of information here which gives you some clues as to areas that you might need to clean up or look at regarding your ebook complying to certain standards. And we'll talk about that and run through some of the more obvious things that pop up there that need handling. So just going across the top tool panel here, a lot of the buttons that are available here are also covered in the menus, so I won't look at the menus. We'll explore those as we go on through the tutorial. But here you've got basic things like create a new file, open a file, add existing files. This is your save button. Very important that you save often. I would save probably every few minutes, every 5 minutes. Get into the habit of actually clicking that button, particularly at the end of a significant amount of work that you've done, like a chapter. Undo and redo, cut, copy and paste. This is your search button where you can find things, replace things. We'll look at that. We've looked at these two, the code view and the book view and code view. Split at cursor I'll talk about later. This is for inserting files like images. This one here, insert special characters. So these are also known as glyphs, copyright symbols, trademark symbols, etc. Anchors. This is to do with anchors moving around within the document, creating clickable links, and this is creating links to external websites, web pages. Go back to where you last went, so it's kind of like the back button on your browser. This is where you can donate to the developers and the development of Sigil. Metadata editor. This is an important one. This allows you to add hidden information called metadata to your file, your ebook file, and we will run through that as that's an integral part of creating an ebook. This is your table of contents editor, spell check, and this is where you run validation on your file. And we'll look at all of these in turn. On the lower panel here, we've got headings 1 to 6 and paragraph. These are ways that you create your text looking differently. We've got bold, italic, underline, various ways of manipulating text here. This is all your alignments, align left, align right, lines justify, etc. We've got bullets and we've got numbering here. This is to do with indenting, and here you can force the text to be lowercase, uppercase, title case, capitalization, etc. So that's the general overview of Sigil as a working software. Just down the bottom, if you need to make the text smaller or larger, you can do that here by zooming it up or down with the plus or minus buttons. That's all for this tutorial. This is an overview of the software Sigil.